On the Hook, Captain Bob. Brought to you by Ray Marine. Leave doubt in your wake. Cash and Rods. American made with superior quality. Kodiak Baits and Scent. Changing the way we fish. Grove Light Outfitters. Outdoor performance apparel. Handmade in the USA. Special consideration to our conservation partner, Release Over 20. It's catching on. Now, your host, Captain Bob.
Well, welcome to the show, all my fishy friends. I am really excited for today's show. We're going to be talking what is biting right now and some of my favorite fish to catch right here in the Myrtle Beach area. But before we get with that, well, you know how I roll, so why don't you head on over to Instagram and find us there at On the Hook with Captain Bob. Then, once you're done with that, well, might as well just cruise on over to Facebook and find us there at On the Hook with Captain Bob. And don't forget to tag us in your outdoor photos so we can share them with our listening audience. Once again, what an awesome show that we've got for you today. We are actually going to do a little bit of show and tell. So for those of you who are able to follow along with us on YouTube, you're going to be able to see some of the products that we're going to be talking about today, some of my tips and tactics to get out there to catch some of these summer fish. We're going to be talking inshore and offshore because right now, hey, it's grouper season and we all like that. So whether it's black sea bass, whether it's grouper, whether it's flounder, we've got you covered right here today. So stick around for the big show. But before we get into any of that, you know, I've got to give you the donut rundown of the day. And it's a good one, I'm going to say. Actually, it's not even a donut. I mean, it is my breakfast pastry. So I guess, you know, I can bring whatever I want. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Today, I've got a fresh apple fritter. Now, there's nothing better. Let me back that up. Not an apple fritter. I apologize. It is an apple turnover. Now, my goodness gracious, do not call a turnover a fritter because the turnover police will come after you. I do not want that to happen. This indeed is an apple turnover, and it is fresh. So I have that I will be enjoying today. I will say I do have, you know, I did get a 6-pack of them, right? I mean, you just can't get one apple turnover. So especially when they're fresh, got to bring home at least a half dozen. So I did manage to pick up 6 on the way into the studio here. Hopefully, a few of them will make it back to the cave with me. Today, I've got one here in the studio. I will be enjoying this. And I do have a second backup, but I don't think I'm going to get to that because, to be honest with you, these things are pretty big. So I will be enjoying my apple turnover, fresh apple turnover, with my fine cup of Italian coffee. So that's what we've got going on here today. I want to thank everybody for joining in. And before we get into what's biting and, you know, kind of my tips and tactics on how I'm catching them right now, I actually have some gear here that came straight off the boat. I do want to talk a little bit about last week's show and the big bass boat rebuild, the 294 Pro XL. I mean, this is going to be fun, guys, right? We're going to be rebuilding, I should say, the 294 XL Pro Stratus. They don't make this boat anymore. Now, this is a 2005 edition. And again, it's over 20 years old. It is an absolutely terrific shape for being a 20-year-old vessel and the kind of boat that we absolutely would want to restore. You know, some people ask, you know, why 20-year-old boat? This boat has sentimental value. My OG fishing partner, Monman, said, "Hey, come and get this thing, do it upright. Let's get this thing back on the water." And that is indeed what's going to happen here. So last week we kind of threw out where this boat was. When I say where this boat was, I don't mean physically was. Right? We know it's up in the Allegheny Mountains, so we're going to have to tow this thing back. That's actually going to happen after ICAST. So we're preparing some things before we head down to ICAST, which is going to happen next week, I believe. And after ICAST, we'll be coming back up, and it's going to be sometime in August. We're going to make the trip up to the Allegheny Mountains and bring this bad boy back home. Now, the one thing that we did talk about is the current condition of this bass boat. Once again, this particular boat, the 294 XL Pro, 294 Pro XL, this one was a special order. And again, it has two consoles, where a typical bass boat's going to have one console. It's going to have one console on the right side, of course, where the angler will be driving, and no console on the other side. And that is done in single person tournaments. So it gives you a little bit more room. Once you catch that bass, you're able to swing it in, and you're not going to have that other console that's going to be in your way. You don't want to knock that fish off, especially in tournament situations. So, but in a two-person event or two-person fishing scenario, you definitely want that second console. You want the second angler and the second passenger to be as protected from the elements as the first guy, right? Is the main guy. So that's why this boat is very special. It is set up to fish two people. It has the add-on dual console. It's got two consoles. Of course, it's got the hot foot on it. We're going to talk about that. Do we keep that? Do we go back to the throttle? We'll talk about that a little bit. But the current condition of the vessel overall is a pretty good shape. You may have seen a video clip that we did put up. Of course, the tarp on it has seen better days. The wonderful strata seat is sticking out of the top of the tarp. It's not a good thing, but hey, we'll take care of that. A couple of flat tires. So that's going to be the first thing that we have to do, is go up there and take care of the tires, right? Make sure that that our hubs are greased and we've got nice bearings in there and everything else. And that thing's prepared to make a long journey, about, I want to say 650 miles, we'll call that, from the Allegheny Mountains, where it is, all the way down here to the Carolinas. Now, other than needing to get that trailer and the tires ready and getting this thing ready to travel, one of the things that we brought up was, what do we do about the lighting, right? The lighting on this boat is 20 years old, right? So the trailer lights, the blinkers, everything that goes with turn signals, that is all the old bulbs, right? I don't know, halogen bulbs, incandescent bulbs, whatever you want to call them, but the old bulbs, not the LED bulbs. Now, obviously, we probably will immediately, in fact, I'm not going to say probably, because this will be a definite thing that we do, but we will definitely upgrade those lights, the trailer lights, immediately. So the first two things that will happen, we will get up there, we will take care of our wheels, the tires, and the bearings and all that goes with it. And then the second thing is making sure that the trailer is ready to be legal and secured to make sure that it can make that journey back. Obviously, the last thing that we want to have happen is any boo-boos, right, on the way back in. So we want to make sure that trailer is set up proper. Part of that is making sure that we are legal and have the correct lighting on that particular trailer. So what we will do immediately, again, once we take care of the tires, the bearings and all that, get all that good, we're going to go ahead and address the trailer. We will swap out those old 20-year-old halogen bulbs, incandescent bulbs. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to go ahead and put in the LED lights. Couple of options came up with that. We did put something out into the ether to some of our listeners about what would you like to do? What would you do on your boat, right? This is all of our opportunity to kind of put this thing together. So I want your input. I want to know what you would do. Big shout out to Rick. He got back to us, of course. I think Rick watches a little too much football on Sunday. He said, hey, make it Eagles green. I will say, Rick, zero chance of that happening. I will not be making this Eagles green. However, it might be green. We might make a nice green lighting, but I'm not going to say it's Eagles green, but it might be green. But Rick does recommend having some rail lights on it. Of course, his preferred color is green. Another person that jumped in on that was, of course, Captain Jonathan Moss. He says, "Hey, go with the white. Keep it nice and clean, clean and bright." Now, actually, Captain Moss is one of the reasons that I'm considering putting rails all over the entire length. Lights along the entire length of that trailer, because he happens to tow his boat in the dark, and that's actually a recommendation from him. You want to have that thing, make sure that you are indeed traveling that thing around in the dark. So that will happen. When we come back, we're going to talk about maybe a couple of the lighting options that we have, and then we're going to break down what's biting. We're going to go inshore. We're going to talk flounder. I'm going to give you all my flounder scoop right now, so you can get out tomorrow and actually catch some flounder. We're going to talk black sea bass, ditto for that, and grouper. So you stick around. When we come back, we're going to get fishy with it. You're on the hook with Captain Bob.